I took $100 and turned it into a 6-figure Pokemon card shop. Now, what this video is not is a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? My primary goal when I started was to grow inventory and become a large shop, not to rake in profit. If that is your goal, click off this video now because Pokemon card selling is not for you. Now, if you want to learn how to grow your card shop or learn what's going on the back end of the business, this is what we do. So I signed up with this distribution during the worst possible times you could. I was actually the last online-only store my sales rep took. He told me they had closed it down and was surprised I got in. So let's start off with how Pokemon distribution works. So when you sign up with a distributor, you're a fresh account. You have 0 sales record. The way you get product is by having a high sales record. So what you do is go on the website and you purchase things that are available. Now, things like right now, there is nothing on the distributor's website. So right now they're not even taking stores. But even if you did, they're not going to give you anything because they have nothing to give you. And you can't buy Pokemon product. I'm sorry, you can't buy sleeves, for instance, card sleeves, and it will help you get Pokemon product. Those are separate SKUs, okay? So it has to specifically have the Pokemon name in the SKU number for it to help your allocations of that item. I made that mistake with this receipt, actually. That hurt my business when I think that was my second or third order. And that's something we're gonna be doing in this video that other YouTubers won't show you. I'm gonna show you all the receipts from our purchases leading up to when we hit 6 figures, okay? Now, I give you the story of how distribution works so you know the growth process. This prevents the guy with like $9 million from walking up and just buying everything. He starts at 0, just like me who had $100 starts at 0, okay? If he walks up to the distributor and asks, they're going to be like, dude, I'll give you a battle deck. You sell that? Cool. Now, if the market was down and the distributor had stuff on their site like they do when, you know, like Scarlet and Violet came out, he could go in there and spend everything and buy everything. But they don't because the market's not up and they can't sell it, okay? So this video is specifically on how to grow your inventory and grow your business, not necessarily to make a bunch of money. That will come with success and learning these tips. But you can't do that until you know these things in this video. So we started with $100. I purchased these trainer kits. It was a Alolan Sandslash and a Alolan Ninetales. They came in cases. I think we sold them for like $8. I kept 2 of them. I will never sell these. You cannot take them from me. They are mine. Okay? You could offer me 10 grand a day and I'm gonna hold on to them. Because this was the first item I ever got. And we're having it on a display piece eventually, but right now we don't have anything to do that with. So the next item we managed to get was Vivid Voltage themed decks, right? I just happened to be on the website when they put them up there. I grabbed all of them I could. There was a Charizard one, and then there was a water one. I can't remember what Pokemon it was. Comment down below what Pokemon it was, if you remember. So the Charizard one sold quite well, almost double MSRP. Where the water one sold almost half MSRP. So you pretty much broke even on the 2. By the time I sold on TCG Player, which took 15% cut, so I was losing on that. Bulba, you're losing money on it. Why would you sell it for that? Because I needed the money to buy more product. That's the loop you get into when you start and you don't have money. You have to sell what you got to get more and to get things you want. So we bought several Vivid Voltage decks anytime they appeared, and then our first release happened. This was Chilling Reigns. We got 2 booster boxes and an Elite Trainer box, and I was pumped. You're sitting there thinking, I could buy that from Walmart. At that time, we hadn't got anything. We actually missed Battle Styles. They told us we can't get you anything. So for me to get 2 booster boxes and an Elite Trainer box, that's massive. That's a product that was actually going to sell. We were actually going to make a profit from it. And here's the thing. It grows your allocation numbers. Now, Why am I always in such a rush to grow allocations numbers? It will happen naturally over time, I hear you. Wrong! Every 6 months, they wipe off your sales record. So whatever you bought 6 months ago, that falls off. So you better be growing that sucker, because if you try and stay stagnant, you're not growing. If you went down, you'll lose. So I got that Chilling Reigns. I was like, yes, I can finally expect new releases. So we got that. And then that day, we actually got told we got allocations for Chilling Reigns. My sales rep we were on the phone for like 3 hours, and he was explaining how allocations worked. That was actually one of the same orders I purchased all those sleeves, and he's like, hey, that doesn't really help your Pokemon. And I'm like, ah. Sadly, I actually still have those sleeves because they weren't even Pokemon sleeves. So they didn't fit any of the products, so I couldn't even use them. So that was a big blunder. But then he explained to me, hey, we actually buy old booster boxes like XY, Sun and Moon, Black and White, Diamond and Pearl from other stores and sell them to you so you can boost your numbers. I'm sure they make a profit in there. He's like, but that can help boost your numbers. I was like, huh? Much? He's like, oh, well, we got tons of them, and you can boost your numbers up by thousands. I like the sound of that. Yes, I did. Because I'm like on the website every day refreshing and hoping something popped up. He's giving me this list, hundreds of booster boxes worth thousands. So, I purchased, I believe, Fates Collide, and I don't have it up on my screen. I'm pretending to look at my screen, to be honest. I have most of this memorized. So it's Fates Collide and whatever other one pops up on here. I believe it was another X and Y or Sun and Moon. But sold those on TCG Player for like an $8 loss. You're thinking, that's a horrible idea. Well, yeah, it was. But I'm someone who's always been risk adverse. I'm willing to take risks to get what I want. I don't recommend that for you. I recommend always taking the safe route, but being risk adverse, that $8 was worth doing it because I literally just doubled my sales numbers. That means next release, instead of 2, I'll get 4. And then that's an actual profit. Now, I took even greater risk. I don't recommend this. Please do not do this. It was a mistake on my part. It just happened to work out well for me. And that was, I would actually sell the booster boxes on TCG Player. And then once they sold, then I'd call the distributor and have them send it to me. TCG Player gives you 2 to 3 days to ship out. The distributor would send things to me within a day. So I'd order, that day wouldn't come, but the next day it would. And then I would just ship it out immediately. So I was able to ship it out within 2 days to the customer on TCG Player. So I did that quite frequently. And I got our numbers up massively. So you can see we start actually getting ancillary product like tins now. That is when things got a little smoother. Where before that, we couldn't expect any, allocations of like smaller products like that. We had to find it on the website. Where now we're actually getting a decent amount of some of these items. Now, let's take a look at the first product we got that was much larger in allocations, and that was everyone's favorite, Evolving Skies. Look at those numbers. Spent $81 for Evolving Skies booster box. MSRP $144. Ha! The good old days. Now, these are selling very well at the time. And I could have set on these and kept them actually. But again, it wasn't about money, it was about getting more product. That's all I cared about. I wanted to be a large store. This item actually we got the day we were moving to North Carolina. So at this point, I wasn't working anymore, so all my time just dove into this. I went from working 12 hours a day at the gym to sitting at home doing nothing all day. So I focused solely on this. And I know you're looking at 6 booster boxes like, dude, that's not a huge growth after selling all those things for like $8 losses and stuff. Some of them were profitable, but some of them weren't for like $8 losses. And that's not huge. Well, yeah, 2 to 6 doesn't sound big, but that's times 3 the allocation numbers. That's a large growth pattern. Something I didn't mention earlier. Yes, you have to have a sales record, but you're also competing against other stores. So you could buy $8 million of the product. But if everyone bought 8 million in one, you're going to get the same amount of allocations you got the last time. So it's not just about how much you've sold and they're going to give you stuff. It's how much you sold compared to others. Keep that in mind. So I'm trying to outpace these other stores I've been established for a while when there's no product available. I don't know. Like, as a store, nothing's more frustrating than you just not having product, right? That's kind of like what we're in right now. But you can see we got 6 Evolving Skies here, and that's when things really started picking up. Now, here we are with our next release after the Evolving Skies, and that is Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike, again, we went from 6 to 12. We've doubled our allocations at this point. And then also, what is that? ×3 our Elite Trainer boxes. And we even got 3 pack blisters in this order. So now it's starting to grow steadily. Coming up is when we unlock the secret to growing our numbers. So here we have 6 more Evolving Skies booster boxes. Here we have 2 more. Here we have 28 and more and more and more and more and more. I'm gonna let this go on for a while, and you can see it was Evolving Skies that skyrocketed us. And you may be asking, like, dude, how'd you get all these? First off, I wish I would have held on to these. So at this time, I wasn't working anymore. I would sit there and just refresh the distributor's website like every 5 minutes throughout my day. And I was picking these up on the website. So the distributor, they were getting these Evolving Skies booster boxes, and what they'll do is go in there and hide them. So then they can call up stores and be like, hey, I got some, would you like some? And then they're like, yeah, sure, give it to me. But they have to put it on the website first before they can hide it. And because I was on there so quickly, as soon as like the main guy would put down like 30, before he could hit it, I was purchasing it. It got to a point, my sales rep called me, he's like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, what? He's like, my boss called me. He's like, how is this guy getting all this stuff? And I'm like, oh no, is he like going to remove it from me? He's like, no, he's impressed. He's gonna let you keep it. Like, what the heck? And I was like, I'm just on it like every 3 seconds, just refreshing and buying. And this stuff was selling hard at this time. So this is when we built our website, was when Evolving Skies really started getting popular like this. And we were selling it about like $20 less on our website than TCG Player, specifically to get it sold quickly so we could buy more. It got to a point, actually, as soon as I'd buy it on the distributor's website, I would put it on our website and it would sell within 5 minutes, and then I'd buy more and just kept doing that. Now I don't recommend it, but I would successfully use leverage and credit cards this way, because even though you sold it, it takes like 3 to 5 days for you to get the money into your account. So I started using my credit cards because I knew I was going to sell it right away. Now, I don't really even consider that using a credit card, just because I know I'm going to pay that off within 2 days. I just got to get the money in my account. So I already have the money. Now, there is risk still, because what if that shipment gets to your place and it's destroyed? Well, now you got that on your credit card. Now, something like that actually did happen. All the Evolving Skies packs on the edges were all open, and people are freaking out in the community about it. Luckily, people kind of calmed down and realized it was just an error of printing. I mean, it wasn't massive. It was very little, but everyone was like freaking out. So I just kept flipping and selling these, like boom, 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 selling significantly under, because again, my focus was growth. And by the time we got done with this, you can see here, our very next release, instead of 12 booster boxes, 36. Now, I know what you're thinking. 36 doesn't sound like a lot from 6, but Brilliant Stars was essentially today's journey together, where everyone thought it was going to be hyped. It was essentially right after celebrations, so where there was no product. So this was heavily allocated. This was heavily allocated. So me getting 36, I was pumped. And for some reason, I got more Elite Trainer boxes than I did booster boxes. Very odd. But it comes from the willingness to sell it for less quickly so you can buy more items. Now, when times are tough like this, at this time where you couldn't really find product, by me being able to refresh the site and spend time, because again, I had all the time in the world, because I wasn't working at that point, to just wait and be patient and find something. Now, if I sat on it and decided, hey, I'm going to sell it at market rate on my website that no one knows, no one trusts, no one cares. I might not have been able to buy all those other Evolving Skies booster boxes because I've been waiting. But because I was willing to significantly drop it, and with the focus of growth, sold. So you got to decide. It's like a little scale. The further you go towards market rate, the less interest people are going to have. The less you can go buy more back. Now, I was still profiting from the Evolving Skies. It was like $5 a booster box, but I wanted to grow more than anything. This took our allocations times 6, which is massive growth. Now, Brilliant Stars is when things started dying down. So you could actually see the effect on our next release, and that is Astral Radiance. So here you can see we got over 100 booster boxes at this point. So before Astral Radiance also released, you guys can see the receipts. That's when all the reprints happened. Pokemon finally caught up. This is where they were giving like Fusion Strike backup orders, Brilliant Stars, Battle Styles from all the people who didn't, from all the people who ordered more than, from all the people who got less than what they got. They'll eventually give it all to you. This is why I say don't order more than you actually want, because 6 months comes down, they're like, hey, take this all. And that's what happened. But by the time everything kind of died down a little bit, we're at above 100 booster boxes for Astral Radiance. I believe Lost Origins was the one we ordered the most. It was around 180 booster boxes. And then by the time Scarlet and Violet hit, we dropped back down to 150. Not because allocations, just because that's what I was comfortable with doing. Then around Lost Origins times, Crown Zenith times, that's when I started working on building the gym. Then by the time Scarlet and Violet came out, the gym blew up. Not blew up. I mean, it went really well. We managed to get over 100 members within like 3 months. Where in Illinois, that took us 6 years for an MMA and jiu-jitsu gym. So I got really busy. So instead of trying to maximize and grow store inventory, I ended up just maintaining where it was at 150. So this is how I grew my card shop from $100 to a 6-figure business. So we're on track to probably do about 400,000, 300,000 this year, if growth does not happen. We're back to growing. We're back to trying to get more allocations. We've sold a little over 120 grand since January's happened, but a lot of that was old inventory that I've been sitting on that I refuse to sell at dropped rates. So now inventory's a little scarcer, so might not see those numbers continue growing unless supply gets easier and allocations grow more. So, but that's how I grew our business. You got to ask yourself, do you want money or do you want inventory? Now, those aren't separate things, but eventually they will match. But Pokemon is a volume business. If you're just starting, focus more on what you can do to get more inventory from the distributor, whatever it is. Try and get as close to break even to enhance your numbers as possible so you can get more as quickly as possible. And that's during a hard time. If the market's down, like it was during Scarlet and Violet, anyone can go on the site and buy. Here, you sign up, you buy 1 case. That's something you would have bought from Pokemon Center anyways. Sit on it. You don't even have to sell it for your own. Next set comes out, do another case. Maybe you do sell it and you break even, maybe you make more, maybe make a little less, and then you buy another case, right? You open them, you do a ship and rip, I don't know, but then you can just keep buying the product as you go, and then let's say the market goes crazy again. Well, at least you have product sales, and you'll be able to get something. Where if you try and jump in now, distributors won't tell you no. They can't supply their current store, so they're not even taking your store. So it's an easier route and a longer route. If you start when the market is down. It is a very risky route, and you have to have a lot of time on your hands to really grow it when the market is hot, and you got to get very lucky. We got very lucky to have the best sales rep, to get in before they close doors for stores, and having the free time to be able to just sit on the website. So that's how I grew our card shop, but why listen to me? I'm just a guy who took $100 and turned it into a 6-figure Pokemon company. But I'm Elias from Boba Cards. Be sure to shop bobacards.com and Comment below if you'd still like to win a Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle. List your favorite Pokemon and subscribe. We will see you guys next time.